Welcome to Breakthrough with Lou, Daybreak Edition. Time to rise and shine with Coach Lou. If you can have the best day ever, why wouldn't you? You're just seconds away from just that. Your best day ever. Get ready to be inspired, grow, and show the world who you are. Grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever makes you happy, and let's get ready to chat. With no further ado, Coach Lou will be with you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's Coach Lou.
Good morning, and welcome back to Daybreak with Coach Lou. Bright and early, guys. Let's get rocking and rolling. You can't get there from here unless you know the way, right? Well, how do you know the way? Check your map in capital letters, guys. What we talked about yesterday, that massive action plan, we talked about needing the map, the mass action plan to get to where you wanted to go. And then we realized that you really got to know where you are before you can even begin drawing this thing out. And you got to be blatantly honest with yourself about where you're at. You got to be very crystal clear about where you're going, or else there is no way you're going to get there. You can't build on quicksand and you can't shoot a target in the fog, right? Okay, so today, what are we going to do? We're going to draw it out. I got a little story for you to kick us off this morning, and it's about an airplane. Have you ever gotten on an airplane? Chances are you've flown at some point in your life or know what those things that go over the sky and go above you are. So if an airplane takes off from, say, New York City headed for Los Angeles, do you think it goes in one straight line and just gets there? No. Do you think that they just randomly go, put it in drive and go west? No, they got to kind of know specifically, like within a few feet. Big monster airplane, 3,000 some miles, and they got to know within a few feet where they're going, right? So that is the target. And what about the map? Well, the map tells them how to get there. You know, you're going to have these longitude and latitude and boom, 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 and this is how you do it. The thing that comes along in the airplane while they're going, though, is it's not like just straight line New York to LA. You know, okay, we're going to not, there's going to be no weather we got to go around, or no other airplanes, or no turbulence, no air movement's going to knock us off course. Of course there is. And these guys get knocked off, of course, most of the trip, they're off course by a little bit. But they manage to know exactly where they're going, and at the right time, they set that plane down on a dime. Otherwise, you think they would go, well, we made it out west. Let's just dump this thing in the ocean because we're close, but, we don't know where we were going. No, seriously, guys, I know it sounds silly, but that's a great example of how you can be off course by a little bit through the whole journey and hit that spot exactly because you know the spot you're going to hit. Okay, so we all think that we have this to-do list, and we all think that the to-do list is the way to achieve and hit your goals and hit your outcomes, but you never seem to get through all the to-dos, do you? Feel me there? I don't know about you, but when I've made to-do lists, I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. You should call it a brain dump. Now, it's a pretty cool idea. Get it all out of your head on paper, but all of a sudden you've got 82 things to do today. And some of them might take more than a minute. And next thing you know, you got 10 minutes, 30 minutes on there. It would take you a month to do some of the to-do lists you make for yourself in a day. You feel me? Am I hitting the spot there? Am I hitting right on where you go, yeah, man, I've tried to do this. And it hits right on the spot where you're going, I can't get through all that, nor do you need to, which we're going to learn about later. It's rather focusing on your outcome and measuring your progress and adjusting that'll get you there, just like the airplane. LA's the destination. This is where I started. We're in Chicago at this hour. We're right on track, or we're 10 minutes late. Give it a little bit of gas, or we're running a little early and there's traffic over here, air traffic. Back it down a little bit. Adjust. Oh, the winds blew us a little bit to the south. Adjust back to the north. But that's the key to having a map. You got to know where you are and where you're on track to be able to make the adjustment. Okay.
Catch Coach Lou live for Breakthrough with Lou. Healthy and Wealthy with Coach Lou. Small Biz Talk with Coach Lou. and Clad Coach Lou After Dark. See all the show schedules at lou.live. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, passion, and always live your dream. Tune in at lou.live.
Okay? Then consistent action. Okay, consistent actions that are actually pulling you towards the outcome is what you want. Not ticking off a to-do list to take things off the list that may or may not even have anything to do with you getting there. Some of those to-do items, or I like to call them action items, may be dead necessary to get you there. Some of them you might find out are not even necessary, nor are they valid. You don't even need to do them. That's the cool part of it. Be right back with some. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is making the map. This is the fun part. This is where really the dreams start to come out of your head onto paper or digitally or however you do it, mind mapping software. Click up. I'm working on something great for you guys that's going to help bring all of what I teach under one roof so that you can use all these tools, set things up to win, set systems up, and bam. But we'll talk about that later. All right, so making your map. Number one, you got to determine the exact destination, right? We talked about that. Los Angeles in the case of the plane. Lose 50 pounds is in the case of weight loss. Make another 100,000 this year so you have a down payment for a house. It's got to be quantifiable. You can't say, I want to make some more money. Here's $1. Get the out of here, right? Okay, so determine the exact destination, goal, outcome. It's not always a goal spelled out, exactly as a goal. Sometimes it's an outcome. Sometimes it's a feeling. There's a lot of different nuances to this. The big and in capital letters, write it down right now specifically. And if you're listening in your car, watch it later on a replay and then write it down. Okay, specifically in capital letters. It can't be wishy-washy, foggy, kind of sort of BS stuff, okay? Number two, determine exactly where you are, and that BS is going to come up here again. Don't BS yourself. That's belief systems, by the way. Don't put yourself in a belief system that you're further ahead or further behind than you think you are. Sometimes people don't give themselves credit for being where they're at. Most of the time, we think we're ahead of the game when we're really not. Like in the example I gave a few days ago of, I got 10 grand in the bank or whatever figures we used, but I owe $50,000, $60,000. Ooh, not so good, my friends, because you're really about 40,000 negative. Okay, in net worth. But it's okay. I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. That's your starting point. But you got to understand that's your starting point. You see the difference? It's not a matter of how much money you have in the bank. It's of knowing this is exactly where I am. You could say, oh, I want to be 10% body fat, but if you don't know if you're 20 or 40% body fat, you're going to have a whole different map. Okay, and if you assume, oh, I must be 20%, and you're really not, you're only BSing yourself, and you're only going to make it harder to hit your goal. Number three, you got to draw a line between where you are and where you're going to go and break it into chunks. Now, depending on how long you've set up to do this, if it's an annual goal, we generally break that into 12 lines for months. Okay, you might break it into 52 for weeks. Or you might do sub breaks in it. However you want to do this. You might be a 90-day goal and you break it into 3 chunks, 1 a month, or you do your weeks, you do your 12 weeks of goals. Whatever it is, you're in charge of that. These are what we call touch points, where we touch and go, oh, okay, by 30 days, this is where I'm supposed to be. So say you want to lose 20 pounds and 30 pounds in 30 days. Let's do simple math for my sake. That would be 10 pounds a month. Well, in 30 days, you probably need to have lost about 10 pounds if you're on track. If you're at 12 pounds, you're ahead of the game. Don't slow down. Keep the momentum, because you never know, it might knock you sideways one week or something. And if you're behind the game, ramp it up, turn the heat up a little bit. But you don't want to wait till the end of it and say, I effed up, failed up. Hello. What'd you think there? All right, so draw a line between the two, break it into those touch points, and begin measuring. What a concept. Along the timeline, also fill in how long each action or segment's going to take, And what you have to do, what are your action items in that segment? List them out. Boom, 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 boom. So it should look like a timeline with the segments in it. And then below it, you can list out, or above it, you can list out your action items, like a little checklist. I'll get you guys some examples of some cool stuff like that. And then in parentheses by your actions, put who. Who. Remember we talked about the who? Who can help you get there? Maybe it's you. Maybe there's certain actions you must take. If you want to lose weight, you are going to have to be the one to exercise, okay? Nobody can do it for you. You can't delegate that and pay somebody to exercise. You can pay a trainer to help you expedite, but you can't pay somebody to exercise for you. Okay, so remember the who, get that who in there also. All right, so, and then that below, put your sub outcomes where they belong on the timeline so you can measure whether you're on track or not. So in the process of, you might even break that down. Okay, in the month, you're going to lose 10 pounds. And I'm just using that as an example. Well, how many pounds is that a week? That's 2.5 pounds a week. Maybe you put a couple lines below it of where you're at each week, leading up to that month, leading up to the next month. You see where I'm going with this? Could look like an EKG monitor. And if you're doing well, it looks like it's good and strong. All right. So voila, there you have your map. It's just that simple. This isn't rocket science. Now I'm working on some digital products for you that are going to really make this a lot easier. It's actually a digital product that's out, but I want to really design some templates and really have this designed to help you move faster. Okay, now that you've designed this plan, aka map, it's time to decide whether it will be a map or a GPS. What? We just went through all this about the map, Coach. Are you going to throw something else at me? Yes, I am. How will you know whether you need a map or a GPS? You'll have to tune in tomorrow morning and find out, because that's what we're talking about tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. And just a quick recap for today, guys. What did we learn? We learned how to map it out from here to there. Can't get there from here without a map. And as you can find out tomorrow, maybe a GPS, which might be a little more efficient. So tomorrow we're going to discover how to make this happen. Connect with me always at coach-lew.com. That's coach-lew.com. And catch all my live shows at lew.live. That's lew.live. Just that simple. Easy. Remember, I'm your simplification coach. I want to get you to it easy. Guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. Go out and get it today. Ciao for now. Have an absolutely amazing day. See you on the next roundabout.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.